Today we're going to be talking about traditional folders. I'm curious over the next couple of years to see, is there a resurgence of these? Okay, so let's walk through a couple of them. What have you brought out for us, Austin? What is up, guys? Today at Blade HQ we have another knife banter for you. I am Ben.
I'm Austin.
And today we're going to be talking about traditional folders, but first, what did we do last time, Austin?
Last week you guys were at SHOT Show.
That's
you
true,
went
we left
without
you
me.
behind.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
know, it was a bummer. But
The
I
week
appreciate the
before
shout
that-
out. Yeah. The week before that we chose a new knife, or the fans chose a new knife.
The
for you.
fans chose a new
Yeah.
knife for me.
Absolutely.
And overwhelming results, about half of you voted for my new knife. And it is...
Didn't even get to cross. Didn't even get to cross.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Benchmade 940
Nice.
in the BK version.
Had to be.
It had to be.
It had to be.
It did.
Yep.
And you guys, you voted for it. I wanted it. Let's be honest. I did.
Yeah, you've had your eye on it forever.
I have. And so I'm stoked. I gotta get rid of that purple backspacer.
It's grown on me. I
Has
didn't
it?
like mine at first
Really?
either, but it's really grown on me.
I gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how the mods go. We'll start those next week. And the other thing, guys, from SHOT Show, we had a giveaway with CRKT. We gave away a CRKT home front.
That's right.
And this is the brand new mechanism from CRKT. Who won it, Austin?
It was Zunny Nguyen. So your comment will be posted somewhere on the screen, and we'll get that knife sent out to you.
And this is a takedown knife, so it has field strip technology. You can take it apart. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Sure.
Because it goes along with our topic for today. Today's topic is why buy a traditional folder, or why carry a traditional folder. Now, first of all, I think it would be helpful to define what a traditional folder is.
Sure.
Traditional pocket knife.
Yeah.
Well, what is it, Austin? We kind of bantered this around prior to
Yeah, we
recording.
talked a lot about this because it can be a lot of things, right? But we'll start with some of these. So these are actual grandfather's knives. These are knives that people from our company, their grandparents have carried around.
This is our photographer's grandfather's
this
knife.
is Jenny. It's her grandfather's knife. Clearly been used and sharpened.
Beautifully sharpened.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think a couple things that go into being a traditional pocket knife are that it has no locks, typically. Typically no locks. Typically a two-hand opening mechanism, a nail nick or something like that. Bolsters are usually a good indication. Affordable.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Simplicity, I think, is the other piece,
Sure.
where it doesn't have a ton of bells and whistles. You cannot take these apart.
Right.
What you get is what you get. This is, in fact, I think it's my dad's Cub Scout knife, and it's an old Camelus knife. It has a can opener. It's all slip joint. A lot of them don't have a lock, like you said.
Yep.
But I would call this is probably a $30 knife back in the day, $25,
Sure.
$30
And
knife.
they all typically have a distinct style, usually at least one bolster, sometimes two, wood or bone or something in the middle, pressed pins together, So it's a pretty typical style.
And it's going to be pocket carry only. That's one thing that
No clip.
we did not allow clips to come into the traditional pocket knife video. Simply because for the most part, these are all carried in pocket, or they're carried in a sleeve, or they're carried
exactly.
In a bag. There is no clip on these.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting. So, okay, so let's walk through a couple of them. What have you brought out for us, Austin?
Sure. So I went really traditional with the first option here. This is a case. It's a mini trapper, and it's got it's your regular trapper style. It's got the two blades. Of course, the one being a spay, the big one here, and then the other one just being a regular clip point.
So you personally, you always carry a knife with a clip. You always carry kind of a modern pocket knife.
For the most part, yeah.
Why would somebody want to carry one of these?
That's a good question. I think that there's a couple of reasons. I think that in the modern age, one of the biggest reasons is nostalgia. I think everyone has access to these pocket knives. You can get them anywhere, but especially here at Blade HQ. And Yeah, they're just, you can get affordable ones, you can get expensive ones, but there's flippers, there's thumb studs, there's clips, but there's something in the roots of these old knives that is really attractive.
I would completely agree with that. They're beautifully made. I think there's something to be said about kind of your old school materials versus new school materials. This is aluminum. It's S30V. It's got a fancy lock on it. I can take the thing apart and make a mess.
Yeah.
This
Never coming apart.
I can oil the pivot.
That's right. You can
And I can sharpen it.
Yep, and that's about it.
And that's about it.
Yep. Send it in.
They're beautifully made. So another one you pulled out, Opinel.
Yeah.
Why'd you pull this one?
This is pretty traditional as well. It's also one of the most affordable knives you can get, which is, in my mind, a qualification. But it's a friction folder. It technically has a lock on the bolster.
Technically does have a lock.
Yeah, but it doesn't always have to be actuated. You can choose to use it or not. And it's just carries in the pocket, no clip, of course. So
Yeah.
super light.
Can we have a race?
Maybe.
Okay, stick that in your pocket.
Okay.
Stick that in your pocket. You ready?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Okay. Hands up.
Yeah.
Okay. Draw.
No!
You dropped it.
How dare you, sir?
It's over.
You dropped
It's
it.
over. Well, I mean, that proves a point there.
There it goes. So in that regard, why would you want to carry is it just its look, its feel?
Yeah, I mean, there's, like I said, it's nostalgia. I think a good point that you made is it's non-threatening.
Non-threatening, yeah.
Yeah, like look at this home front from CRKT. It's black. It's got huge jimping on it. It's a big knife, big blade.
When you open it too, there's a sound. It makes a sound, and
yeah.
there's
speed to it, right?
Yeah.
Like you pull it out and it's there. Whereas like if you're pulling out an old traditional knife, you have to like pull it out of your pocket and then kind of fiddle with it for a sec and get it out.
Yeah.
So
like let's say I'm at a concert, a classical music concert, cleaning my fingernails. If I pull this thing out to clean my fingernails,
and I mean, to be fair, that was also styled after a bayonet, so
that's true. But even if I pull out this 940 and start cleaning my fingernails, like it's gonna make a scene. Whereas these guys, nobody bats an eye.
Yeah, and I think everyone grew up with their dad having one of these in their pocket, so it's more accepted, I would say.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. What else do we have on the table here, Austin?
So this is an Almar. I believe it is the Hawk. It is indeed the Hawk. It's got black micarta handles. It is a lockback, which we said sometimes doesn't, or most times doesn't have a lock. But yeah, just a beautiful little.
That is a beautiful piece.
Yeah, beautiful little nail nick folder there.
Good fit and finish.
Oh yeah, Almar makes a great knife, for sure.
They do.
High quality. Excited about the Kershaw Almars coming up this year.
Those will be good.
Yep.
Those will be
Excited
way good.
about those.
Okay, so this one and this Gerber here, I think they're cousins, first cousins. Both
Sure, they're very similar. Yeah, I would agree.
Tinier, smaller blades.
Yeah.
This is your favorite on the table, is that what you said?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, favorite affordable one, I would say. Yeah, the Gerber, it really surprised me. It's USA made. It's got zinc handles, so it's got a nice heft to it. But it just, the way it opens.
With a bronze Cerakote,
yeah,
right?
bronze Cerakoted. It's super smooth. I like the little Gerber touch that they put in the pivot there. Yeah.
USA made too, right?
Yeah,
steel?
USA made. And I was really impressed with how smooth this knife is. And it's super affordable, $42.95.
$42.95.
Yeah.
I like this one. And in fact, this one also kind of goes away from the simplicity a little bit. You can take it apart.
Yeah.
You've got your regular Torx wrench screws there.
Yeah, it's a nice mix.
It's a nice mix. In pocket carry.
Yep.
Beautiful piece.
Absolutely.
I look at this one and I think, that's hot.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to lie, I'm considering getting one.
Are you?
So, yeah.
Oh, you're such a
I know.
knife nut.
I've mentioned it before, and I'm dying to get a traditional knife. I don't have any in the pocket knives, so
I think
it's
that's a good option. It's got good heft to it.
It's got a heft, yep, for sure.
That's a nice one. Okay, what else have we got here, Austin? You picked them today.
Yeah, we've got this Otter brand here. It's, I always forget the name.
Mercator?
Yeah, Mercator. Nice memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have like 3 colors of these: brass, bronze, and black. And then they have stainless and carbon steels.
Okay, why'd you pick this one?
You want to know why I picked it? It is super slim. Look at how thin the profile on that
smokes.
thing is. Yeah,
That is
super thin.
Super slim.
Yeah, and it's
940 comparison.
Yeah, like the handles are probably the same length, same height, but width, it's half as wide.
Yeah.
So
pin construction.
Yep, pin construction.
You
it
get
does have
no
a lock.
frills.
Yeah, it has a lock.
It has a lock.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to ask you earlier. So what do you think this is for, the little hoop on the end
so
there?
the hoop on the end. Now, on my little Cub Scout knife, Cub Scout belts used to have a little, I don't know, little keychain loop on them.
Okay.
Where you could clip it in.
Sure.
So I think that's why they stuck them on the Cub Scout knife.
Okay.
This, I think you're looking at hook it on a carabiner.
Okay.
Put a lanyard on it.
Part of me was wondering if this is like a lock as well, because it does cover the blade.
Ooh,
there.
that actually does.
So I was wondering if that was the locking mechanism
that's
as well.
that's a dual function in my mind.
I simply don't know.
Unintentional design that actually
Possibly.
works.
Yeah, there you go.
But I think you could throw a lanyard on there. Mm-hmm. Do whatever you want with it.
Yeah. So
like it.
would you carry any of these knives, Ben?
You know, I have carried this one a few days.
Okay.
And I think my complaint is I go to reach for my pocket.
You drop it on the ground. No. Happens to all of us. Happens to all of us.
Happens to the best.
Yep.
No, I go and reach for like the outside of my pocket, and my knife is
not there.
inside. And I carry a bunch of junk in my pockets.
Yeah.
Here, should we pocket dump?
Let's
real
do
quick?
it. I feel like this is my main complaint, is I have something in every pocket for the most part.
So like that's my right pocket.
Yeah.
So I got a multi-tool, I got a pen, I got my car keys, and by the time you stick a pocket knife in there, it's lost.
How are you ever going to find it?
It's like, where's Waldo in my pocket?
Sure.
So I haven't been stoked on it, personally.
Mm-hmm. You carried around an Opinel for a while, if I remember right. A little bit.
For just for a minute.
And then you have a Fox, I think a Fox knives, Onso design maybe.
Yeah, but it has a pocket clip.
Oh, it has a clip. I thought
It has
it
a
was
pocket
not.
clip.
Okay.
If you carry one of these traditional folders, leave us a comment below and let us know, why do you carry it? How do you carry it? Do you carry it in your pocket? Do you carry it in your backpack? Because for me, I carried this a little bit, and I got to the point where I was like, nah, not for me.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to try it.
you?
I think I'm gonna buy one and I'm gonna try it.
you're gonna buy that Gerber.
I like the Otter too, but it's just a little big. I think that would take up a
It
good
is.
amount of real estate in the
The
pocket.
other thing about the Otter, those pins stick out.
Sure, a
which
little bit.
I like the flush pins.
Sure.
I don't like that proud.
That case is a beautiful knife.
It
Man,
is.
That's pretty.
It's
well.
gorgeous.
Yep.
Okay, what's the last one on the table? Last series, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. So it's the most modern, the most appealing to the hipsters, as Ben would like to say.
No, we sat here and we said, why is there's kind of a resurgence of in-pocket knives right now?
Yeah.
And what's driving that? And
Yeah.
I don't think it's hipsters, but I
Right.
think there's a new generation of knife enthusiasts that aren't necessarily looking for a home front.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily looking for a big folder. They probably work in an office like we do.
Yeah.
And they're looking for something simple that's non-aggressive. So
And there's a lot of great in-pocket folders, modern ones being made. There's obviously the ADVs here. These big old pocket butchers.
these guys are awesome.
Yeah, I love ADV, man. He makes a great knife. And then this is the bigger one.
These are brand new. I think
Brand
they hit
new.
the site. I don't even think they're up.
They're not yet.
right now, but
Yeah.
they will be by the time this video goes
Sure.
live. This one is a lockback.
Yeah, it comes with a lockback. It's slightly bigger than the slip joint one here.
Should we show them next to each other?
Absolutely.
Beautiful pieces though, and they have a gentlemanly feel.
Yeah.
Where, I don't know, this does not feel like a gentleman's knife to me.
Sure.
I mean, you could argue it,
Yeah.
but this I think you could pull out at a cocktail party and
Yeah.
people would be like, huh.
Yeah. It's definitely got old school styling cues. And
Yeah.
especially with the wood inlay, the bone inlay.
Yeah.
These are very classic looking knives.
They really are.
And they're beautiful. But they have the really modern sheep's foot blade or Warren's
These
foot blade on
almost
there.
remind me of like a custom shotgun or something.
Yeah.
Like
Sure. With
in
all
this-
like the decorative etching and stuff.
Yeah.
I could totally see
beautiful pieces.
Yeah.
The carbon fiber, I believe, is a Blade HQ exclusive. Am
it.
I
It
right
is.
there?
Nope, totally
Yep.
right. Yep.
Pocket Butcher.
Yeah.
You know, I like the new take on these too.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I mean, you hold them next to this Almar.
Yeah. It's daunting.
It's definitely daunting, and I think you're again losing a little bit of that. I don't know, non-aggressive
Yeah.
feel with this guy.
Yeah. There's like sometimes knives are invisible to people, like an old
Yeah.
knife like this, and this is certainly not. An
It's
invisible
definitely not
knife.
invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you could take this Almar just about anywhere,
Yep.
no problem. But I think this Pocket Butcher is getting in the range of like,
Sure.
what is that?
Yeah.
So-
Definitely noticeable.
Definitely noticeable.
Yeah. But super cool. Like I said, I'm excited to get one and try it. I think, I don't know, just
Yeah.
the nostalgia for me
Totally.
is the factor.
Totally.
My dad always carried around a pocket knife, and my grandpa I know
Yeah.
always carried around a pocket knife,
Yep.
just in the pocket. So
I think it's worth mentioning the simplicity one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look at this home front. This home front, you can take the thing apart.
yeah, this is like, you don't think of knives and technology a lot together, but this is like
This is
an advanced
pretty darn
technology
cool.
knife. Like you can
So
take it apart. It's
you can
modular.
field strip this knife into 3 pieces in literally 8 seconds.
Yeah,
You can put the thing back together in, 10 seconds maybe?
something like that.
See if I can do it right here. and then you put the thing together.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, it
cool
is really
feature.
cool.
Nice to have.
Yep.
If you're working in gunk, whatever.
Yeah.
These don't have any of that.
No.
Is that a disadvantage or an advantage?
Boy, that's a good question. I think in ways it's a disadvantage, but only in the same way that like having a like a friction folder or a whatever this is called, a slip joint.
Slip joint.
Yeah, is a disadvantage. It's not really a disadvantage. Like for the most part, we're not really hard using our knives, so they don't. I don't know the last time I got my knife muddy. You know, I've
true.
never needed to really field strip and clean my knife.
That's true.
So for me, probably not a big disadvantage, but there are definitely places that you're gonna wish you had a modular knife.
Yeah.
And wish that you could have cleaned it
I
really
agree.
easily.
I think what you're saying is each knife almost has a purpose.
Sure.
So if I'm going to a nice dinner, maybe it's a case.
Yeah.
And this is the case for for having multiple knives in your knife drawer.
Hey.
Because each one is going to serve a different purpose.
Yes.
And I think these guys are your everyday carry.
Mm-hmm.
They're your pocket knives that you'll use in more formal occasions or
Yeah.
just if you're not a heavy user.
Totally.
I think that there's definitely a place for them.
Yeah.
I'm curious over the next couple of years to see, is there a resurgence of these? And especially kind of in that hipster crowd.
Yeah. I read a great article on Knife News, and he said that he's looking forward to 2017 being the year of the in-pocket knife.
I think that was Tony
So-
from Everyday Commentary
Okay.
that
read that
published the article in Knife News. But I agree. I'm curious to see.
Yeah.
So there it is, guys. One last thing I wanted to tell you. We did make some Blade HQ hats.
Yes.
And you can see them featured in that great movie, Ben Throws Money. Ben Makes It Rain.
We should probably make a separate video just for that
We
as well.
probably should.
You're going to see it in the intro, but
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you have comments on traditional folders, feel free to leave them in the comments. We always appreciate just the banter that happens down there.
That's right.
We'll have another knife banter for you next week. We'll also have a couple fun things. We've got a Cold Steel interview coming up.
Sweet.
With Lynn Thompson. The Lynn Thompson.
Lynn C. Thompson?
Yes.
Amazing.
Indeed. C for Cold
Gosh,
Steel.
C for Cold Steel.
Yes. We'll catch you again next week, guys. Thanks.
See you guys. That was a long one. I don't know how long it was, but it was long. It's old.
I'm almost out of battery.
Yes.
Wow.